When heroes fall from their pedestal, the sight is so blinding, you could be faulted for getting mesmerized by it. After all, it is a rare occurrence and one you least expect. The Chennai franchise broke plenty of records this season. Ones no one watching the Indian Premier League all this while would have imagined they would. The most successful franchise in the league, the one team that has only had one captain from the start to, well, this point. They did try to look beyond MS Dhoni briefly with Ravindra Jadeja. That experiment did not work out just like they'd wanted to. Ruturaj Gaikwad was touted as the cub who'd lead them to the future and to more laurels, with MSD still watching over him, but this season just hasn't taken off at all. But before we get to what really ails Chennai, let's pause to show you how disappointed and dejected the loyal fans have been through what has clearly been the worst year for this franchise steeped in glory. And can you really blame them? Chennai has taken one misstep after another, and every attempt at rewriting the previous era has resulted in a loss just that much more disheartening. It's a situation Chennai has never found itself in. And look at what's happened this year. They've lost 5 games on the trot in Chepauk. That's happened for the very first time. A lot of firsts, infamous firsts for them. Most defeats in Chennai in a single season. The first time that they missed playoffs in consecutive years, back to back. Lowest power play run rate in a season and lowest catching efficiency in a season. This doesn't look like the outfit that's won 5 IPL crowns. Now, it's been a season of horrors, yes. And you don't need to look further than these infamous records to accept that truly now. So what went wrong? Let's look at what's clear as day. The auction is where it all really began for this particular squad. While a few picks have paid off, safe to say most haven't. Suresh Raina, the man who's been by MSD's side for many years at this franchise in the past, through the heydays, put his foot down to say this was not the kind of squad Dhoni would have picked. And having said that, it just didn't work.
I think from the coach and the management, the auction has not gone well this year. MS might get a call about whether to go ahead with a player or not, but he's not that involved. Dhoni can't have this type of auction.
Well, that's what he said while speaking to the broadcaster, but it's not just Suresh Raina. Many experts questioned Chennai's selections and the fact that they just couldn't nail their playing 11 or their batting lineup even for most part of the initial stages. A lot of various views coming in there. But look, it happens with every team. It's difficult to get that perfect combination that offers the right balance and works both home and away conditions. But Chennai just couldn't get it right in time. And then your captain getting injured, that just had to be the lowest point because you did not just lose your skipper, but also one of the best batters this season. There were many other factors that contributed to Chennai's losing streak this year that just couldn't be arrested. A bowling unit that was largely reliant on Noor, Matisha Patirana nowhere close to the threatening debutant that we had witnessed, woeful in the field with too many missed chances, no batting, firepower really, and abysmal in the power plays. There's a lot that did not go Chennai's way, but let's step back and try to take a look at the bigger picture here. Is Chennai struggling to transition and look beyond MS Dhoni? He has to take charge completely or it is a no-go zone. And if that's a valid argument that I'm making, then who will you have to blame for such a scenario to have taken place? Is it the management who just cannot think ahead of him? Or did Dhoni and the management collectively not sit and plan for the next phase in terms of leadership and a core group? You see, it may be franchise cricket, but it's not too different from any national sporting setup. There comes a time when every team, every unit has to think of the next chapter, the next phase. Mumbai were heavily criticised and Hardik Pandya massively trolled when they decided to make him captain and get Rohit Sharma to take a step back. While yes, that handover could surely have gone smoother and been executed better, they have now reached a point where it's all clicking and they are able to see the next few years. Sure, the absence of Rohit Sharma, the opener, will be felt. That's something they will have to plan for. But they decided to take that step without being swept away in the emotion of it all. Yes, Chennai heart beats for MSD. He's an emotion, an expression that will never die down completely. But a franchise needs to look at their legacy and the future. Did the Chennai think tank fail here in planning for a core group for its next phase, for life and times after MSD? Because you have to realize that leadership is cyclical. It happens everywhere in every setup. After one particular phase comes to a close, another one has to take over. You can also sense the exhaustion in the man at the helm and in the center of it all himself. If the post-match interviews are not telling you enough of how frustrated he already is, then it's the toss time chats that have been a stark differentiator this year. Just a few years ago, at one toss, MSD uttered the most iconic phrase, "Will this be your last season?" And he said, "Definitely not." They went on to win 2 IPL titles after that. Last game, Danny Morrison does the theatrics, lets the roars of the Chepauk fans go on full tilt before asking the dreaded question, does that mean you will come back for yet another season? And the answer is rather quick, I don't know if I'll be back for even the next game. MSD hates to lose, and anyone would quite obviously, but him particularly so. And this is a kind of situation he wouldn't have dreamed to be a part of, languishing in the 10th place at an IPL, a place that he's owned. But knowing MSD, he doesn't like anything more than proving everyone wrong. So while Chennai, coming back stronger next year with a young 44-year-old, cannot be ruled out, yes, here we go again, the franchise has to ask itself, can they afford to live off nostalgia and the fanfare that comes with MSD? Or should they shake it up and take a chance, see how the dice rolls? Because that's only when they can get off square one. Else the unsettling feeling that's being spoken about that has underscored Chennai's performances this year and a bit of last season will only continue to linger.